Welcome to Advanced University for Managers. In this video, we'll review some useful Advanced University tools that will help you stay involved in your team's job education. First, we'll look at how to assign content to your team members. Then, we'll look at how to review your team's learning activity. We'll take a quick tour of manager capabilities in the Advanced University mobile app. Finally, we'll talk a little bit about the Advanced University certification learning paths and an opportunity for you to participate in the certification process. Before you get started, be sure to watch the Advanced University 101 video to familiarize yourself with the basics of the Advanced University desktop platform and the mobile app. Once you've watched that video, you're ready to move on. As a manager, you can assign content to your team members if there's something they need to learn or brush up on. Here's how. First, click on the Team tab in your Advanced University navigation to access your team page. You should see a complete list of all your direct and indirect reports. If the list is too long, use the search box to find the specific person you want. To the right of everyone's record is an Assign Learning button. Once you've found the team member you want, click the Assign Learning button to the right of their name. An Assign Learning window opens. Type all or part of a course's title into the search box at the top of this window to filter the list below. As you type, possible matches appear below the search box. If you see what you want, select it and hit Enter. Or just hit Enter to see a complete list of search results. Once you find the course you want to assign, simply click the Assign button to the right of its name. If you want to mark the course as mandatory, check the Mandatory box first. When you're done, the Assign button changes to a Registered button to indicate success. Your team member will now receive an email notifying them of the registration. The course will also appear on their My Learning page. If you checked the Mandatory box, the course will be labeled as mandatory wherever it appears. Don't forget that this is just one of the ways you have to bring Advanced University content to the attention of a particular team member. You can also share content from your My Learning page or the course catalog to suggest someone take a course without directly adding it to their to-do list. It's useful to review the learning progress of your team members on a regular basis to make sure they're keeping up on the information you want them to know. There are two easy ways to do this. Let's take a look. The best way to check your team members' learning activity is with the Course Status for Managers report and the Training Plan Status for Managers report. These reports are very similar. The main difference between them is that Course Status for Managers shows individual course completions, while Training Plan Status for Managers shows learning path completions. Which one you use depends on what information you're looking for. For this example, let's say you want information on individual course completions, so we'll need Course Status for Managers. To find it, click on the Reports tab in your navigation. Now search for Course Status. Find the Course Status for Managers report in your search results and click Launch. A report window opens. You can see on the left that this report is already filtered to show you only students who have you as their manager. This means you'll only see data relevant to you. Use the learner name and course name fields to filter for a particular student or a particular course. For example, here I'm checking to see which courses Fozzie Bear has taken. Now I'm checking to see who on my team took the class on Salesforce contracts. The report itself has a separate row for each student-course combination. Each row shows the course's name, the student's name, the course status, the registration date, and the completion date. There's other data as well, but this is likely all you'll need. You will see web-based training, video content, classroom training, and webinars in this report. If you want Learning Path status, be sure to run the Training Plan Status for Managers report instead. Possible statuses include completed, in progress, enrolled, and canceled. If you want to review your data in a spreadsheet instead of a browser window, click the Export button to the right of your report to download a CSV file. It's that simple. The other way to view your team members' learning activity is from the Team page. Each team member listed on this page has a View Learning button next to their name. Click this button to see a list of that team member's learning activity. This is a quick way to view the data, but it's not ideal since you can only see 5 courses at a time in a paginated view. Because of this, Best practice is to run the campaign summary or training plan reports. However, you should feel free to use whichever method works best for you. Managers have unique mobile app capabilities as well. Specifically, you can use the mobile app to see your team's learning activity whenever and wherever you want. Here's how. From the mobile app's home screen or navigation bar, click to the team page. A My Reports widget at the top of this page displays a circle with the number of your direct reports inside it. In certain situations, the circle may be broken out into direct and indirect reports. Click on the circle to see a list of your team members. Beneath each team member is the number of points they've earned from learning activity in Advanced University. Generally, a higher number means more activity. Click the Enrollments button to the right of someone's name to see their complete learning activity. As with the Catalog and My Enrollments page, you can now use the search icon and filter to check for specific courses, content types, and enrollment statuses. Use this feature when you want to check on a team member's learning activity but can't get to your laptop. Learning paths are curated groupings of recommended content about a particular topic and generally represent a complete curriculum. Some of these learning paths are required and will earn your team members a certification upon completion. There are certification learning paths on a number of solutions we offer, including digital display, digital video, content marketing, and paid social. These certification learning paths all have basically the same structure. They begin with a series of videos about the solution, covering topics such as an overview, positioning, fulfillment, reporting, and more. In addition to these videos, there are 2 virtual scenarios that allow the sales rep to practice pitching the solution with an advertiser and discussing the solution with their manager. When a team member is ready, they take a final assessment that determines whether or not they receive certification for that solution. By default, someone on the talent development team will administer these assessments, but you may administer an assessment yourself if you prefer. The following is a brief outline of the assessment process for when you want to participate. If you do plan to conduct one of the Learning Path assessments, we recommend you review that learning path yourself to ensure you have a good sense of what's covered before conducting that solution's assessment with any team members. The assessment is basically a conversation between you and the account executive. You'll read a series of questions about the solution from a pre-existing assessment document. After each question, the sales rep has a chance to answer to the best of his abilities. Beneath each question on the assessment document is a series of checkboxes reflecting key points the sales rep should be able to verbalize in response to that question. When the sales rep mentions one of these points, check its box. The more boxes you check, the better things are going for the rep. When you're done with the assessment, total up the number of checks. If the rep checked at least 90% of the boxes, he gets certified. The bottom of the document lists the actual number of checks needed to pass, so you don't even have to do any math. If your team member passes the assessment, notify your local talent development manager as soon as possible so they can make note of this in Advanced University. This is the final step of certification. If your team member doesn't pass, have them review the Learning Path materials again. They can take the assessment again whenever they feel ready. Here's how to find the Learning Path assessments. From your My Learning tab, search for Learning Path Assessments Library. Find the Learning Path Assessments Library course in your search results and click Launch. Click past the course title to find a list of all Learning Path assessments currently available. Click the one you need to download a PDF of its assessment. And that's it. The Assessments Library course will always be available from your My Learning tab when you need it. Please be sure to always download a new copy of the assessment when you use it, as it may be updated from time to time. Again, you do not need to administer these Learning Path assessments if you're unable to, or if you prefer not to. Unless you specifically ask to participate, someone on the Advanced Talent Development team will manage the assessment process from beginning to end without your involvement at all. If you do want to participate, contact your local talent development manager to get started. Certification learning paths make it easy for your team members to learn the information they need to be successful sellers. Certification assessments give you the opportunity to take an active role in this process. Now you know how to use Advanced University to recommend and assign content to your team members, how to review team member learning activity on both desktop and the mobile app, and how you can participate in the Learning Path certification process. If you have additional questions, check with your local trainer or contact us directly at info@advanceduniversity.net.